Hi everyone! Today I wanted to hop on here and show you what I am going to do with my hair. I just got out of the shower. It's really wet right now. And I wanted to show you this for a couple reasons. I know we are all in kind of this like quarantine time still, and I know that our governor said that it was okay for us to open back up. I have a hair salon in downtown Savannah, and we are choosing to not open right now. I just don't think that is the wisest decision. And I did want to be as helpful as I possibly can during this time. I know a lot of people are getting probably roots from their color growing out. I know that their hair, their ends might not be feeling great because they're probably ready for a trim. So some things that you can do at home, which might also be really, really fun for you if you're not used to seeing what your natural texture is to start working on that. Because if you lay off of the heat, and that will help with your hair to be healthier. And also, if you, I don't know if most people have a little wave in their hair or some texture, but whatever you are doing to your hair, whether you blow dry it out or flat iron it or something like that, it would be really interesting to see what your hair naturally does, how it dries naturally. Okay, so if I let my hair dry naturally, just like this, it actually looks pretty crazy, pretty big, pretty frizzy, and okay, so interrupted by the dog, neighbor's dog next door. And anyways, I was in his domain. He can't help it. He's, just a dog outside, and he doesn't know that I'm just trying to do this little video for you. So anyways, if I let my hair dry, I'm just going to pick up where I left off. If I let my hair dry and you have to have product in it. And honestly, experiment with whatever product you might have. Reach out to me if you don't have any product, if you do want to try some different things, because I, of course, can deliver some hair color or hair product to you. So this is little leave-in conditioner. I'm using Zoe's leave-in conditioner that I spray in her hair to get the tangles out, and I'm just going to start with that. My hair is actually not that tangled or anything, so I don't need a whole lot, but I'm just going to add a little bit. Okay, and then comb that in. And another reason, like I mentioned, a lot of you might have hair color that's growing out, so you have some roots. So like whenever you kind of get your natural texture, even though I'm going to put some product in there to kind of like form it and shape it a bit, you're also most people are going to get like a little bit of lift at the root. And if you don't get lift at the root, I actually brought some of this volume foam. I did have some of this, and I don't put this in my hair necessarily because I do get like a lot of lift right at the root. But if you did not get lift at the root naturally, put some of this, put some mousse, put something for volume in your hair. Okay, so that's going to help to hide some of your root color actually as it's growing out, because whenever you blow dry your hair, flat iron your hair, you're condensing it all. So the darker, if it's dark, it's going to look darker. The lighter, maybe a little bit lighter. Okay, so it's going to help kind of diffuse it a little bit and bring it together. Bring the colors together, not the texture. Texture is going to be looser, color is going to be more diffused. Did I say that right? Texture is going to be looser, and so is the color. They're both going to be kind of like loosened up a little bit. It's not going to be so, formed, I guess. You're going to let your natural color and your natural hair texture come through. But you can't do that without some product, I don't feel. I have had my hair texture for years and never was comfortable with it unless I blow dry it, out straight, or flat ironed it, or used a curling iron, like some heat, which right now we don't need to be using heat on our hair, because we can't get haircuts. We can't trim our hair. And that is wonderful if you are trimming your own hair. That's wonderful if your significant other is trimming your hair. Do whatever you have to do to feel good, okay? And but I really recommend, and I think this is a wonderful time to appreciate your natural texture. So what I use in my hair, this is a smoothing cream, and it's from All Nutrient, and I absolutely love it. It keeps my hair so much smoother. Like I said, I have a lot of frizz if I just let it dry naturally. And okay, I'm gonna apply quite a bit. I just put 2 pumps in my hand. I'm gonna put it on each section, of the hair, and kind of comb it in at first. I want it to really be, and you can see how wet from the shower my hair still is. Another tip that I really recommend for your whole entire body too is to do your last rinse in cold water. Do it like a minimum of 15 seconds. Work your way up. You might even find that you really, really enjoy that. I've noticed that it really, really wakes me up. It enlivens me, and it's great for your hair. It closes down the pores in your hair, and it makes it shine more. All right. I am not that talented with this. I wish I could just put this on fast mode real quick. I'll just try to do it fast for you, okay? So, but when you're at home and doing this and looking in the mirror, say some words of gratitude for yourself, for your space, for the fact that, you have, whatever it is that you have in your life, say some gratitude for, your appearance, for your own, for your hair, for your, just make a gratitude list, while you're doing this. Also, just take the time to, just really enjoy putting this in your hair. Another thing that I'm going to use, this is one of Zoe's products, too. I actually don't have a lot of things at home. For myself, so use Miss Zoe's product. This is a moisturizing curl cream, and actually I've used this a few times since being home, and I really, really, really like it. And it's from Glop Glam as well. So again, I'm using a lot of product, but I'm putting in really wet hair, so it's really spreading through really nicely and evenly. Okay, so now that I have it really good and through my hair, and like I said, if you need to use some of this Bobo volume foam or some kind of foam, something for volume, use it. Great, that will give you some little more volume, a little more lift at the root, or you might need it up here, but you don't need it on the ends. You might need it at the root, but you don't need it at the ends, or maybe you need it at the ends and not on the root. Do really pay attention. Be mindful of, where you are putting your product. Okay, so my next step is, if I were working on, actually, I may start in the back or in the front if I were working on the client. It just all depends. But in this case, I'm just going to take some kind of larger sections in the back, and I'm just kind of twisting it a little bit. Not kind of twisting it and kind of keeping it together. Okay. And as I work my way up, I might get like a little smaller section, but not too small. You could always like, I'm gonna let these just dry on their own. And then whenever it is dry, I'm going to just kind of shake it out, just with my hands, you know. Okay, sorry about that. I'm having lots of technical difficulties, and my storage is getting pretty full, so I had to delete a couple things and turn off my phone. So anyways, my hair, I'm just kind of doing the same thing. It's kind of drying out a little bit right now, which actually you do want to kind of keep it wet and not put your hands in it so much, but I already came kind of a long way at this part. On this side, anyways, you might want to kind of, you know, as though you were diffusing it with a diffuser, just kind of with your hands, you know, do like this a little bit, but really do try to keep your hands out of it. It'll work, you know, much better. And so let's see, you can see the difference here. And this side kind of looks a little more curly, and this side just kind of like, I don't know what it's doing, but not separated, not curling as much. So basically you're gonna kind of do the same thing on this side. And I will post a picture of, you know, how my hair ended up like looking maybe a little bit later after it dries. And this is something that you can do, you know, experiment at home. This is a wonderful time to just learn more about your own hair and how it, you know, naturally reacts. I mean, I know I put product in here, but these are my natural waves. This is the way my hair really does go. So use this time. It's going to help your hair to have less split ends. I mean, I'm not sure like what you're doing with it every day, if you are actually blowing it dry, and if you're used to that, or you're used to using a flat iron or something like that, or a curling iron, maybe try something a little bit different. And you know, you might not love it. You might not love it ever. This might not be your thing, but just to know what your hair can naturally do might surprise you, and it might be a good surprise. And if it is, then you come out of this quarantine with like some new thing that you know about your own hair that you can take into your, you know, future life. Some more options for you. And like I said, I feel like when it's a little more textured, it maybe hides the fact, if you're having like the fact that you haven't had your hair colored in a while. Anyways, I feel like I have more to say, but I can't think of anything right this second. But don't get too hung up on like the product. I feel like just experiment with what you have. I used a curl defining cream, I used a smoothing gel, and a little leave-in conditioner. You know, don't get caught up too much in the product, because you might just have what you have. But put it in wet hair, spread it through really evenly, separate it, let it kind of curl, and you know, just kind of mold it around into place. Give a little twist. You know, drink lots of water, eat healthy. Think of it from, you know, the inside out, of course. That's with everything. Any hairstyle that you do, it's just gonna, you know, look its best, of course. And if you have any questions, you just reach out and ask, okay? And I hope everyone is doing so well, and I cannot wait to see everyone. And I want you to know that I am thinking of you, and I love you, and you are all very special, every single client of mine, and every person on this earth makes a difference. And we will get through this. And I want you to love your hair and yourself no matter what. If we can get to the salon or not get to the salon. And I will see you sometime soon. I promise. And we must have a little patience and enjoy the moment and what this moment might offer. And it might be something a little different. We don't know. But enjoy. Find the joy. Bye.